Hello, my friends. Look what I have today. Here's looking at you, kid. You know what this is? Mm. This is my homemade cello, limoncello. And look at my pretty little glasses. Are they just gorgeous? And then I have some homegrown mint in there. I love mint in my limoncello. It's 4 o'clock, so I decided instead of coffee, I was going to have limoncello with you today. It's a hot day, 104 in the desert, and it's April. Can you believe that? Anyway, Velma Hagar here with her little book, Hidden Treasures in Secret Places. And I have my book because I forgot that a while back I told you I was going to tell you a story about those pearls. Nobody ever asked me about it, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. When my mother died, and I may have told this another time, I've been doing this for so long and I have so many videos out there, so I don't know, maybe I've already told you, but if I have, you're going to hear it again. And if I haven't, you're going to hear it for the first time. When my mother died, she was so organized. Everything was so in order. She died on March 1st, the first of the month, which was so perfect because, all the bills were due on the first, the house, her association dues, her utility bills, everything. So it was a perfect day of the month to die. And she had this little box underneath her bed that she told me about it, and it was like a little strong arm box, and she had everything in there. She had all of her, she didn't have a will, but she had her insurance papers and her checking account and her savings accounts and everything, Social Security, her retirement papers, everything. And she had this little cash in there, little stash of cash, get that. And she had them like $100 bills, and she had them laid up, 10 of them this way, and then 10 of them this way, and then 10 of them this way. So she did it like that. Everything was so perfect, and she'd already told us, and it wasn't like it was a whole bunch of thousands, it wasn't. But she'd said, I want all of you kids to come in, there's 4 of us, and I want you to go through the house, and starting with the eldest, you pick what you want out of my house. And then go to the second, and third, and fourth, and on down, and then start over. And if you want something for your kids, then pick something when it's your turn and give it to them, which was such a great idea. Oh, I just love this. Isn't this pretty? You guys, look at this. Mm-hmm. I love limoncello. I'll tell you how to make that today, too. We're just going to have a fun day today. So anyway, but she also said before we started that process, anything that we had given to her, like if I gave her something, I had the option to take that back first. So my mother was she didn't have a whole lot. She was a fairly humble woman, even though she lived well in her latter years. And, my brother took really good care of her, and I helped as well. We all did. We loved our mother. We had a wonderful mother. So there was this one thing that she just treasured in her life. Oh my God, she treasured. See this string of pearls right here? This was her most valuable possession. And Sammy had bought those for her. And they were a matched set. Gorgeous, a matched set of pearls. And very expensive, to be honest. So for some reason, we didn't see those pearls. And nobody really missed them the day we all went through the house. And Sammy had opted out anyway. He said he didn't want anything. He wanted her button jar, and she wanted this little mouse that she used to carry. It was a thing that hooked onto her bra, and she'd keep her money in it. And so that was all he wanted. And so, not with the money in it, but just the mouse by itself. So nobody missed the pearls. So 5 days after my mother died, for whatever reason, I was going through this little box that I had upstairs that was very private, because Philip and I used to send little love notes to each other all the time when we were married. And we had this little bear, this little brown bear that had a little red box that you could lift the box up that he was holding. And in there we would put these little love notes. And we used to call that bear Brownie. His name was Brownie. And we'd say to each other, Brownie's got something to tell you. So we'd go get the note out. And so over the years, I saved all those notes. And I'd put them in this one little box up in my bedroom that nobody ever looked in. It was a little private thing. And so 5 days after my mother left, for whatever reason, I was going through that box, and lo and behold, there was this string of pearls in there. And I picked this up, and I look at the pearls, and I hit them on my teeth. I say, these are real. Oh my God, these are Mother's pearls. These are Mother's pearls. So to make a long story short, Mother had hidden those pearls in that little box for me to find after her death, which was so precious, but I didn't want to tell the siblings because I just didn't know what to do about it, you know. So a few years went by, and I finally said one day to my brother, I said, you know, bro, I have those pearls that Sammy had given to Mother. And my brother said, look, Mother gave those pearls to who she wanted to have those pearls. And so when I did my book, Hidden Treasures in Secret Places, my daughter took this out in the desert with that little treasure chest, and she put those pearls there. So the significance on this book, and I dedicated the book to my mother. And so I just wanted you to know that. So when you see those pearls on Hidden Treasures in Secret Places, know that they're very special in our life. So anyway, that is my story about the pearls. But I have something else to tell you. Something that I did, I came to a revelation this week. You know how I'm always touting, find the promises of God and bring God in remembrance of his word, right? You hear me say that over and over and over. Bring God in remembrance of his word. He tells us to do that. And we also have all those promises, over 6,000 promises. So the other day I was thinking about something that I've never heard anybody say before, but I know this is true because I know enough about the Bible to know this is true. So I'm about to tell you a secret that I discovered. I mean, I don't know if these are included in the promises, but I'm going to tell you something. I had seen in the Bible where it said Moses was 140 when he died. And it said his eyes had not grown dim and his energy had not abated. And so, you know, I've often said that to God. God, you know, Moses was 140 because you know how my eyes are growing dim. My energy's abating a little too. But I still have a lot of energy, especially for a 77-year-old. So anyway, this is the revelation I got. Look, God says, that's why you have to put the pieces of the puzzle together. God's word says, first of all, he's no respecter of persons. He says, what I've done for one, I'll do for another. And so now, and he says to remind him of what he said. So I said, God, Moses was 140 and his eyes had not grown dim. And you say what you've done for one, you'll do for another. And you also say to remind you of what you said, and that you're the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. You're no respecter of persons. And I go, well, for Pete's sake, it's not even a promise about your eyes. It's not even a promise. But you can actually pull it together to where it becomes a promise. So you can find other things in there like that. And you know, if you can find another place in the Bible where God says something, and you can put it together with another, you can do that. That's what the beauty of knowing what the word says is. That's it, you guys. Don't you love it? I was thrilled. I thought, my gosh, Moses was 140. Eyes had not grown dim. Energy had not abated. God is no respecter of persons. What he's done for one, he'll do for another. I found him, and I'm reminding him of it. Hallelujah. So I'm expecting these little suckers to not grow dim. And in light of that, I do want to say one thing. God has been so gracious to me. You know, my mother used to have what we called an eagle eye. I don't know if you know what an eagle eye is, but if you don't, I'm going to tell you. An eagle eye means you don't miss a trick. It means that some little old thing way over there, you can see it. Even though your eyes, my mother had eyes like mine. Her eyes had grown dim. Her eyes were, she had always worried about not being able to see and drive all the days of her life. And so she had that eagle eye, though. She never missed a trick, as old as she got and as bad as her eyes got. And I've never been like that. But I have to tell you something. Do you know what? Today, I have to tell you something. I have an eagle eye. I can't believe it. As bad as my eyes are, I could be out, I'll see things. Hey, you know what? We just passed that street. Oh, there's that shop. I mean, it's like my friend Darlene goes, I never saw anybody that can see things like you when you can't see. It's amazing. So I want to give God the glory for that. I want to say thank you. And, you know, and if I have nothing else but an eagle eye all the days of my life, I will be very grateful. Notice I'm wearing summer clothes today. 104. What'd you think, huh? You see that little subscribe button down there? Hit that little thing, would you? Hit it, subscribe. Every time I'll do one, it'll pop up. Now, this was a little story, and it wasn't as you know, much of a teaching thing, but I wanted you to know something about my book. And if you haven't bought this book, Amazon.com, Hidden Treasures in Secret Places, Velma Hagar, or you can private message me and I will send you an autographed copy. This hard copy is $29. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. The inside has colored pictures. I think I showed it to you before, but you can see it again. And okay, for today, I think that's it. And remember to find those little hidden treasures in that Bible, put them together, bring them in as a promise. God will honor that. Until next time, this is Velma Hagar bidding you a blessed day. Bye.